91.3 FM, it's RSU Radio. You're tuned in to Culture Shock. What's up? I am Turbo.
And I'm Karen Kilowatt.
And we are here kicking it at the station, taking your request. And we just recently got off air and sent him on his way. He was a great guy, Bulletmaker.
Yeah.
Which was a Bigfoot enthusiast.
Yes, that was very interesting.
Yes, laid several claims to have seen Bigfoot and had some face-to-face, I guess you could say, interaction with him in some sense. Let's see. You just heard from Batmobile with Mystery Street. Before that, Wighead with The Creature. Which is
appropriate.
how appropriate that we had a guy up here talking about Bigfoot, and then George called in and wanted to hear The Creature. So thank you for that, George. Before that, we did Clutch with Texan Book of the Dead, a live version, and then we also had some Weezer in there with Tripping Down the Freeway. Right now, a little something special for everybody.
Yeah.
Coming up next, we got some strange and stupid news stories.
Yeah, the slap just seals it for me.
Yes.
All right, so you ever get something in your eye and it just hurts really bad? It's like you got kidney stones in your eye. And
it
you're
has
just like,
happened, yes.
Okay, horrible, right?
Right.
Horrible and painful. Okay, well, imagine this. A 25-year-old Christian minister named Israel, I'm going to say Orlana, went to an emergency room in September of 2008 because he had something in his eye.
Right.
That's pretty intense to have to go to the ER, you know?
Right.
And apparently the reason why his eye hurt so badly was because he had a worm in his eyeball.
A worm in his eyeball.
Yeah.
Like, was it like on the surface or was it like inside of his eye?
Yeah, it was like on the surface, right? And he's like, oh my gosh, talking to his wife, check out my eye. And I'm like in here like pulling my eye open.
Right.
And they're like looking in there and they notice this like S squiggly pattern like kind of coming out of his eye. And then, oh, that's not right. So, he went to the ER. And to find out.
Right. I was like, how did he get a worm in his eye?
Oh, I will tell you. So he had this infection called, I believe it's lauasis, and it's an eye and skin disease caused by a parasitic worm called a Lola, I don't know. Apparently, it's indigenous to West and Central Africa. Okay, so how did he get something from West or Central Africa?
I would assume he's a missionary?
Up in his eye. Exactly.
Okay.
Well, kind of. He was over there in Central Africa helping some missionary friends out, and he got bitten by a deer fly, which laid eggs into his bloodstream, and the eggs hatched and migrated right on up to his eyeball, and he ended up with that freaky squiggly thing in his eye, but he's cool now because he, went to the ER, and they were like, oh, check it out, we got this. We'll just give you some meds that kill worms, and he's good, and apparently it doesn't even damage your vision.
Wow.
So he got pretty lucky,
No kidding.
except for having worms
I've seen
in
stuff
his
like that
eyes.
before, like on Animal Planet or whatever. They have the most extreme. And one time they did a parasitic one where it was just like all these different like worms and little things that live in, make more of them in the body. Okay, all right.
Enough of that.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. I think I have something perfect for that, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, you know what? I thought I did anyway. How many epic fails can I have in one
I don't know,
day?
dude.
I'm just wondering.
Ew.
No, I don't have it. I don't know where it's at.
Have
Oh, well.
Oh, okay, well, that's all right. We'll just move
Here,
right
I can't
along.
do this. Yes,
Yeah.
I deserve it. Sorry.
It's all right.
All right.
You're like the operator here.
Yeah.
But all right. So, do you ever watch The Jungle Book as a kid?
I did.
You remember Mowgli?
Yeah.
Okay, he was like the kid that basically grew up in the
Yeah,
jungle.
I mean,
You know,
he got,
He's like,
not necessarily abandoned by his parents, maybe lost by his parents.
So, all right, well, remember that. Here's a kind of similar but maybe more sad story.
Mm-hmm.
There's a girl who's probably now about 29 years old. Her name's Ro Chum, and she's from Cambodia, and she lives in Cambodia. And she went missing about 18 years ago in the Cambodian jungle while she was attending to cows with her cousin.
Right.
Well, her family, they were like, oh, I bet she's dead and all sad and stuff. And then they were super surprised when she showed up in 2007. And she, started living with them for a little while. And her family says she really kind of struggled to adapt to the new life and always kind of wanted to run out into the jungle again. Mm-hmm. Well, she did, but only to return again. And recently she'd been living with her family for about, I want to say 3 years. And then she disappeared for 11 days. You know where they found her?
Where?
They found her in the bottom of an outdoor toilet. Somehow she had fallen down there or something, and she had to live down there for 11 days because she couldn't get out. It was I want to say a 10-meter hole.
Scream, holler, anything?
Well, I mean, she didn't know a lot of words because she was living out.
And how did they even find her down there? Would be
I'm
my
sure
next question.
somebody had to go to the bathroom and they heard a noise and they were like,
so
"What in the
bad.
world? Oh my gosh, this girl is down there. That's horrible."
So a total of how many years did she live out in the wild?
About 18.
By herself.
By herself, but I would assume she'd make some sort of
Did
noise.
she look like a crazy wild Amazon woman?
No,
or?
it was actually they can like cut her hair, I guess, when she got there, because I saw pictures of her and she had short hair, but she's super, super skinny and like kind of pale and kind of hunched over, and just you can tell she's really like timid because something happened to her. Kind of scary, but they pulled her out of the bottom of the outdoor toilet and they took her to a hospital, and she just kind of refused treatment, freaked out, tore out IVs and whatnot. But this story gets sketchy.
Oh, really?
Because they found some sort of weird marks on her wrists and other body parts that kind of looks like she was held in captivity.
Really?
So now people are disbelieving the whole story and thinking that she's really just a victim of some really, really messed up abuse. Which hopefully she's not, but I mean the story is kind of sad either way. But
it is undoubtedly, but it is
interesting,
kind of, right? It's certainly hard to kind of, I guess, prove that somebody has been living out in the jungle on their own from the age of 8, and then living 18 years later. Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. Well, thank you so much for those crazy news stories.
Yeah, not a problem.
All right. Right now we're going to roll through a break, but we did make a promise.
We did.
We made a promise, and we are going to give something away. That's right. It's time for you to call in right now, 343-7913, for your chance to win an RSU Radio prize pack.
That's right. Be caller number 6.
And do it right now, 343-7913. When we come back from the break, a little bit of Muse. Keep it here. It's 91.3.
Real College Radio.
This is Real College Radio. KRSC-FM 91.3.
91.3 RSU Radio. Hit us up on Facebook, MySpace, and Twitter.com/RSU Radio. And you can stream us online at rsu.edu/RSU Radio. And while you're there, hit us up at cultureshock913@hotmail.com. What's going on? This is Culture Shock. I am Karen Kilowatt.
And I am Turbo. And wow, you just said a mouthful.
I know I did.
You pulled like a turbo right there.
Oh, I know. It's
very
intense.
cool. Yeah, please, we are certainly always open to having guests up here on the show. cultureshock913@hotmail.com. Can't plug it enough. We need you guys to contact us and let us know what kind of a crazy story or hobby or thing that you have experienced or something else, something you think that might be appropriate for the show. But yeah, send us an email, and maybe you can come up here and hang out with us for a couple hours.
That'd be fun.
It would. All right, so I guess that about wraps it up for the show. But there's one thing that we talked about at the beginning of the show that we haven't talked about since. That we
need to.
It bears worth mentioning, if nothing else.
That's right. Naked bicycle ride in Tulsa.
Woohoo!
Woo! But guess what? You're not really going to be naked because you'll get arrested.
Yes.
So wear your underwear, or it says something in this article about sporting body paint. So that's pretty risque. I mean,
I wonder how much body. I don't know. Wow. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be a sight to see, undoubtedly. Where's it going down at?
It's going down. It's going to be on Friday at 6 p.m. over by the Blue Jackalope Grocery and Coffee, and that's if you want the actual address, it's 306 South Phoenix Avenue. So once again, Blue Jackalope Grocery and Coffee is where it's going to be going down. They're going to ride around Brookside and apparently wherever else they want.
I can't imagine that would be comfortable in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I'm just going through the logistics in my head of riding a bike.
No. And those bicycle shorts have pads on your booty.
Right.
Because your bicycle seat starts to hurt if you're a serious rider,
I don't know, but there is a reason why they're doing this. And I would say a noble reason at that.
Yeah. And I guess I'm just going to read this straight from the article. It's because it's the best way of defending our dignity and exposing the unique dangers faced by cyclists and pedestrians, as well as the negative consequences we all face due to the dependence on oil and other non-renewable energy. Yeah, noble cause.
Right, yeah. So
it's going to be cool.
There you go. You heard it here. Maybe you want to check that out. I did want to give a real quick special shout out to somebody.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I know she's tuned in right now, and actually my son is as well. So hello, Shaylo.
Sweet.
I'm glad you're tuned in and listening to Daddy on the radio. But tomorrow, I'm experiencing the Big 7.
Really?
Yes, it's going to be 7 years that
Turbo
me
and Mia.
Yes, we've been together for 7 years tomorrow.
That's
so
awesome.
My love, I wanted to say thank you so much for tolerating me. And I played Supermassive Black Hole because of the Supermassive Black Hole that I've left in your heart. Because we are not married yet, unfortunately. But
okay.
I have this year, I made one New Year's resolution, and that was to get engaged this year.
Nice.
So, yes, I have till December 31st. Yeah, December 31st to produce a question and a ring.
Nice.
So, it's coming your way, babe, I promise. All right, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thanks again for tuning in. You've been listening to Culture Shock with Karen Kilowatt and Turbo.
Yeah.
Contact us at cultureshock913@hotmail.com. Right now, we're going to go out on some So What Ya Want. Keep it here. It's 91.3.
Real College Radio.
By the way, stay tuned. Rude Boy Radio is up next with Tip Toasty.